Did it? I ask. Hmm? She replies absently, wholly preoccupied by a cluster of rocks that, by my estimation, don't look any different from the other countless rock clusters here. Did it taste salty? Really, I'm just asking to draw her attention back to me. She shakes her head. Nope, you were right. It's quartz. I study her for a moment as she stares in wonder at the wall, her riveted gaze continuing to follow the different bands of color woven into the earth. As we stand there in surprisingly comfortable silence, me looking at her looking at the wall, the wind kicks up, sending her long waterfall of dark, silky, shampoo commercial-worthy hair swirling around her. And me. Until she frowns and ties it up to get it out of her face. For months now, I've wondered if her hair is half as soft as it looks. It is. Damn it. Honestly, it's not that I mind her presence per se. I just don't like her wandering around out here unsupervised. None of my workers ever come over to this half of my land because, unlike Caitlin, they try to avoid doing anything that'll piss me off. They know that I like the wild animals that call my ranch home to have this area all to themselves, so they stay away. When I mentioned this to Caitlin way back in the beginning, she simply smiled and informed me that's exactly what she liked best about being out here too. Still can't think about that conversation without chuckling. Such an odd duck, this one. You know I'm going to have to ask you to leave soon, don't you? I tell her as gently as I can manage, finding it harder and harder to do the one thing that'll allow me to stop worrying my ass over her and be able to return to work. The one thing that makes the heartbreakingly sad look appear on her face. After the negotiation period, that is. I can't stop now, Kate. I finally found some chrysocolla and some unusual volcanic rock out here, she says, her features animated as she launches into an explanation that actually feels interesting, simply because she's talking about it. And see this one here? She pulls a sand-colored rock out from that cluster she'd been entranced with earlier and puts it up to my face. Lick it. I lock down my frown even tighter to keep that thing out of my mouth and give her a look that causes her to return a shrugging frown of her own, like I'm the weird one and it's my loss. With a defiant chin lift, then, she leans in and slides the tip of her pink tongue across one of the rough planes of the rock, eyes on mine the entire time. Fucking hell. I know she didn't do that to be deliberately or even accidentally provocative, but now it's all I can do to quit imagining her looking at me the same way while she slides that rebellious little tongue of hers along my now rock-hard shaft. It's a clay-like rock that sticks to the tongue, she concludes, wholly oblivious to her effect on me. You can learn so much from licking. Okay. No more innocently dirty rock talk from her. Caitlin, I've got a busy day today. I need you to wrap it up and get going. It's obvious that she's tuned me out as her attention is now on a nearby cluster of 20-foot-tall boulders sitting smack dab in the water. She isn't ignoring me on purpose, that much I know. As I've come to find, the woman just gets totally lost in her own world. If not for the fact that the wildlife out here seems to think of her as one of them, barely even spooking when she comes around, I wouldn't be nearly as tolerant as I am of her visits. Yes, tolerant. I always wait at least a few hours before I kick her out. That's more than generous if you ask me. Naturally, I expect to qualify for sainthood any day now. All that said, the idea of her getting hurt out here alone one day is constantly messing with me, which is precisely why I shadow her as soon as I get wind that she snuck her way in again. Not because I find her really frickin' cute, or whatever the fitting description is for a woman who looks about as natural as a goat scaling across the side of a mountain, which is basically what she's currently doing. Did you know there's lots of sandstone up here? She exclaims excitedly, nearly clotheslining herself with a low-hanging tree limb jutting out from between one of the boulders. Whoa, she ducks to avoid it at the last second, landing on all fours on the other side of the creek, inexplicably without injury. That came out of nowhere. Anyway, like I was saying... Caitlin, I rumble out, hopping a few rocks, American Ninja Warrior style, to get across the water. I yank her to my chest just as she trips and nearly falls headfirst into the creek. It's only waist deep, but still, knowing her...